Yep, that's what we said on.
That was a tune from Deutschland, which is where Mellerup is, which is a sister city of Skandia. The next piece we're going to do is from Tingsryd, Sweden, the sister city of Lindström. It's a gong lot after Axel Solander.
And Karl is representative.
That's scripted with people.
Karl Oskar is a fictional character.
Okay.
And he is written about in the Wilhelm Moberg books regarding immigrants. And Wilhelm Moberg came here in the late 40s. He wanted to...
So he could have still been alive, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90.
Well, anything's possible.
I thought he was real.
Anything's possible. So he was a historian. He wanted to find out, why did the Swedish people leave Sweden and come here?
Yeah.
And this area is very representative of the land that they came from. And most of them were agrarian, they were farmers. There's a lot of farm country here.
Yeah.
A lot of rocks in Sweden, but we have rocks
And
here
lakes.
too. Yes, so this house, when Wilhelm Moberg was here, he saw this house and he thought this would be a perfect house for Karl Oskar to live his last days. So Karl, when he came, he built himself a sod hut, that is what they lived in. Then he built a log cabin, and his third home was this. And this is wood from the area. It's cedar, and it is also tamarack. And all of the walls, the ceiling, the floor, it is original from the 1860s. That's when the Lind family came here from Sweden and built this house. So this is it. It does not have electricity. It's still pretty primitive. It's heated by wood. We have the great room, which is as it was back then. You know, I'm sure you can imagine the huge family sitting around all the tables. And here's a picture of the Lind family. This was their 50th wedding anniversary in 1904 in front of the house. So we've been fortunate enough to have some of their family come back around here.
Still being alive.
Yeah. And the Holt family donated this house to the Historical Society back in the 90s. And it was moved from its original spot to this location.
Oh, really?
Yes. And you can walk around and take a look.
This is a beautiful Karl Oskar home, and this is the kitchen that they would have cooked in, and the lovely lake view that she would have had when she was cooking. I can imagine, if you ever read the Wilhelm Moberg books about them, I can imagine her standing here, and the first time she encountered the American Indians, when they came through her front door, I'm sure she was quite surprised.
Yes.
Oh, it's Karl Oskar.
Yes,
Did you get in a time machine and come from the past?
ja. Och jag har mitt kaffe här också.
Now, Karl, I understand you've picked up a little English in your travels.
Yes, I have.
Well, that's good. Now you can really be the ambassador throughout time.
Yes, yes. You have heard about Zoom. What is it called? When that you don't move between times, and I'm in there. Twilight Zone.
Ah,
Yeah,
yes.
That's where I am.
Now, the Swedes came to this area back in the 1800s, right?
Yeah.
And why did they leave Sweden? It's such a beautiful country.
Yeah, but you know, there were farmers, and the farmers had kids and more kids, and to split up the farm for each kid, the smaller and smaller farms, it didn't be farmland enough for everybody. So they came over here. It was free land, more or less, and you could make a fortune.
Now, was the land in Minnesota somewhat like Swedish land?
Absolutely. The nature, lakes, woods, and the four seasons. Four seasons is very important.
Yes.
Another thing about the Swedes coming over, it was also religious reasons. In Sweden there was a state church. Everybody had to belong to the state church, and the pastor was the one that dictated more or less what you could do and not do. So they wanted religious freedom, and they got that here too.
Now, when they came to this Chisago Lakes area, did they come up the St. Croix River?
They came up St. Croix River to Taylor's Falls, or some stopped in Stillwater,
Yeah.
and then they migrated inland and found good land.
What was one of the first churches that they founded here?
Oh, that was Chisago Lake Lutheran Church, 1854.
And it's still here to this day.
Yes, it is, but it is the third church building. I think one burnt down from a thunderstorm. And so
Now, Karl, what's the name of your wife again?
my wife is Kristina,
Ah,
and Karl is not my name. My name is Karl Oskar.
oh,
Swedes have double name, Karl Oskar, and our last name is Nilsson.
oh, thank
Karl
you.
Oskar and Kristina Nilsson.
So Karl Oskar is one name kind of
Yeah.
put together.
You can hyphenate it, but Karl Oskar didn't.
And how many children did you two have?
Ooh,
Wasn't it like 3 or 4?
4. Yes, yes.
Yes.
And I have, you see, I am old and crooked now, and I sat on the second level in the house and looked down and saw my children playing, and grandchildren even outside, but they have moved on to better things now.
Now, it's amazing that the apple tree is still around.
Yes, it is. And you know, we got that from Sweden, the kernels from Sweden, and planted here.
Ah.
And I did that for Kristina.
Now, Karl, this is Karl Oskar Days. They named the days after you.
Yes, they did.
What an honor.
Really honored, yes.
Well, of course, you and all your colleagues who came over and settled this land.
You know, we are open to all immigrants and all people living in the area now.
Yeah. Hey, ever thought about being in a parade around here?
Yeah, we are going to do that tonight. Christina and I are going to ride in an open convertible car, I think you call it over here.
That one of those newfangled contraptions, right?
Yeah.
Back in your day, it'd be a horse and buggy parade, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, Karl Oskar, how do you say best wishes in Sweden?
Lycka till. Tack. Everything counts.
I just talked to Karl Oskar. he time traveled here to be here for this event.
Karl Oskar was a very important man to our heritage. I would have to agree with that. Karl Oskar is also super nice. I got to talk to him this morning at the Historic Society. Such a sweetheart.
And a time traveler, too.
Oh, multi-talented. It's very important because Karl Oskar is really all of our stories of this community and the people who came here mixed together into one very incredible man. I just enjoy talking to him because he's Swedish and has the Swedish accent. Very. Yeah, sure.
My knees, they began to tremble. I tried to run but did not have a chance. For in the woods as on my knees I stumbled, the cane began to do a polka dance. Oh, I went home and wrote to Nicolina. There's not a slightest bit of hope in me. If you don't end me of this awful torture, I'll be jumping into the sea. Then Nicolina answered in a hurry. Oh, darling Karl, don't be so unwise. A suicide is nothing but a dumbbell. Why don't we wait until the old man dies? Smart woman. And so I wait, and so does Nicolina, to see the old man kick the bucket soon. And on his grave we're planting in remembrance the cane he used on me beneath the moon. Nicolina.